Hello everybody, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. So let's start with the DXY. And yeah, so what can we see on the weekly? On the weekly, we can see we are still bearish, even if that monthly higher low here is sitting, because on the monthly we were making this big bullish M on the monthly. That's why I drew this gray zone here, this monthly low. That's why we are having here some support. So on the weekly, we are still bearish because I see that this is our high, this was our low, this is one leg for me. And we can see we touched the weekly lows. So we had double bottom, the same lows. So we expect the same highs. This is a natural W that can play out. So I expect the price to come back to that weekly high. So what can we see? We have already that weekly uh, bearish candle close. So this can be a sign that we can possibly going more to the downside potentially to make the smaller shoulder one here, head shoulder two, to go potentially to that point. But on the daily, there is something else that we need to first break, because on the daily we are still bullish. As you can see, we have this bullish M, the first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg coming back till that daily IC between all the blue candles. You have one red candle. This is working like a magnet. So that's why we had here some bullish orders sitting. We went back to the daily highs and then we made some corrective nature here. And yeah, you can see this already. This is an impulse, and after an impulse, we got a correction counter to the trend. So this can be a very nice correction, and this is already a daily indicational candle that can push the price to the upside to break out of this corrective nature here, descending channel. So yeah, I expect DXY. DXY is still bullish for me on the daily. The weekly is bearish, but we can have some room till the weekly highs. So if I look now to the 4 hour, what can I see on the 4 hour? We made a pattern. We made a bullish M under the previous lower high. So we made the first leg, second leg, third leg, and we went back till that higher low here, and that's why we went to the upside from there, and now we can go further to the upside. So you can see impulse here, correction, very big correction, and now we have some room to the upside. So we have a pattern made on the daily institutional candle, so from there on we can go potentially more to the upside. So then the pairs I'm looking at is EURCAD for the moment. If I go on the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? We are still bullish because we have here our weekly low, and this is one weekly high for me because the legs go over into each other. This one also. So this is one leg for me, as you can see. I think no, this one not. Sorry. This is not one leg. This is the low. This was the high. This was low, higher high. So this is low and this is a higher high. So we broke it there because this was our high, this was our higher low here, and we broke it here. So we are indicational bearish. So we can look for potentially more downside momentum till that weekly low, because this is the major buying zone. So we have that weekly bearish candle close also. So on the daily, what can we see on the daily? We have a potential pattern that can play out. On the daily, what can we see? We have that bearish W. So we have that first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, fifth leg already kind of forming with that daily retrace candle, indicational candle for potentially more downside momentum. So we have a daily retrace candle, we went to the 4 hour. And on the 4 hour, what can we see already? A pattern forming. We can see our bearish W above the previous higher low. So we have our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg going back to that potential lower higher, and then we can go to the downside to that 4 hour minus 27, and then till the daily minus 27 here. So that's potentially what can happen. So then GBPAUD, the next one. If I go to the weekly, you can see the weekly is still bullish for me. This can be a pattern within a pattern on the weekly. We have our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, bullish M. We have our same highs, so we expect the same lows. This week isn't broken yet, so this I will delete this weekly low wick. We had just a wick under it, but not a close under it. So this is liquidity that got taken from the banks and institutes which like to take now longs because we have a pattern in a pattern. We took liquidity where the retail traders went short, and yeah, we have a pattern within a pattern, so that's nice to see. So I went to the daily, and on the daily, I can see that we had here our high, then we had here our low, and then we made here a new higher high, low, higher high, and now we are indicational bearish. So we can expect a pullback potentially till that shoulder one here, head, shoulder two. So this can be our potential head and shoulders where the price can come back to. So my fib can be thrown from this high till this low. So this is the thing we need to understand. But what I said about these highs, we have also here this wick that came till this same low. So this can be one leg. So this is one impulse to the downside, and then this is also one impulse to the upside. So we are actually indicational bullish. So what we can see is our fib is from here, this low till this high, and we can potentially make here shoulder one, head, shoulder two for the pullback, and this one can be a correction like this. So I'm looking for the long right now. So we'll see what will happen there. So we went to our daily lows here. We touched the daily lows like this, our daily lows. And when I went to the 4 hour, what can you see on the 4 hour? We made a bullish M on our previous lower high. This was our last lower high, lower low. We made our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, almost tapping the zone. If I rounded my entry to the upside for 1 pip, you just tapped it here, but I think it will not be activated on an FTMO or MetaTrader, so that's why I'm still looking at it for taking it. Stop loss under the beginning of correction, and then you could take it to the 4 hour minus 27 for around 2%, and then to the daily minus 27 for around, I guess, 10%, which is massive. As you can see, this is a, a very big bullish M formation. So yeah, this could be also your yeah, this could be also your shoulder one here, head, shoulder two, but we went to a daily low, so like that. Good. So then NZDCAD. So on the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? On the weekly, we are indicational bullish because we broke this last high. This was our lower low. We broke it impulsively. After an impulse, we normally receive a correction counter to the trend. As you can see, we received correction counter to the trend. So we could trade this till the downside, but now we had a weekly bullish candle close with that weekly bullish indicational trend. So this is our indicational candle. So then I went to the daily, and what I saw on the daily, you can see that you can have that potential yeah, inverse and shoulders that can play out. Shoulder one here, head, shoulder two, and we have here kind of fake out flag, bearish W. So if I go to the 4 hour, you can see that we made there the deceleration just under that black line, horizontal line, and then we can trade till that daily inverse and shoulders. So that's the thing we can look for. So yeah, like that. And after that, if we can come back to that, the weekly low here, or a daily low, daily inverted shoulders is sitting, we can make that impulse to that weekly previous support, which can become resistance, and then we can go maybe further to the downside or go back to the weekly highs, which can happen also. So yeah, this was my yeah, these are my trades for upcoming week. So not a lot of them, and the rest needs to have some wait for around a few days maybe, and then we can look for others, or maybe 1 2 days. We will see what will happen. So have a nice trading week, everybody, and see you next week. Bye.